In a world where every sound screams for attention, true meaning hides in whispers. Imagine yourself walking through a long, silent corridor, a place untouched by time. The air is thick with mystery. The faint scent of wood and shadow lingers, and somewhere in the distance, something ancient waits. You feel it before you see it. The weight of potential, the hush of possibility. Before you stand 4 doors, each one different, each one alive. They don't merely exist, they breathe. Their surfaces hum with a strange familiarity, as if you've been here before, long ago in a dream you half remember. Your heartbeat slows, your mind quiets. The noise of the outside world fades into nothing, and in that sacred stillness, something deep inside you begins to stir. Carl Jung once said, "The unconscious speaks not in words, but in images." What you are seeing now, these doors, are not just objects, they are symbols, invitations, mirrors. Each one reflects a part of you, the seen and the unseen, the forgotten and the waiting. This isn't a game, it's a descent, or perhaps an ascent, into your own soul. You are not here to think, you are here to remember. So take a breath, feel the stillness between heartbeats, and listen closely, because in a moment, one of these doors will begin to call your name. The question is not which door you like. The question is, which one knows you? You move closer. The first door towers above you, dark, immense, and ancient. Its surface is carved from aged oak, veined with time, bound by black iron bolts that catch the faintest glint of invisible light. Gothic spires crown its edges, sharp and proud, like the memory of an old cathedral. It does not invite, it tests. It stands as though guarding something sacred, something forbidden, and yet you feel drawn to it. Not with fear, but with recognition. Your fingertips hover near the iron. Even without touching, you can feel the pulse of something old. A whisper of incense and stone, of silence too deep to break. Somewhere within you, a door inside your own chest responds, slowly creaking open. Choosing this door is no small act. It means that you are someone who carries depth like a mantle. You have stood in darkness, not as a victim, but as a student. You have looked into your pain and found not despair, but understanding. You do not run from shadows, you study them. Jung would say this is the path of the shadow guardian, the archetype that walks the boundary between the known and the hidden self. You are not afraid to look where others turn away. You are not repelled by silence. It is your language. Those who choose this door often live with invisible weight, not sadness, but awareness. You see what others miss, the flicker of dishonesty behind a smile, the ache beneath a laugh, the energy that fills a room even when no one speaks. To the world, you may appear reserved, serious, even distant. But that calm exterior hides a furnace of intuition, burning slow and bright. You do not speak much, because words are small compared to what you feel. Somewhere in your past, a boundary was broken. Something sacred crossed without permission. And so you built walls, not from bitterness, but from necessity. Those walls became your fortress, and within them, your soul found order, discipline, and sacred solitude. You live by quiet codes others will never see. Loyalty, truth, and respect. To you, these are not virtues. They are laws. In a world obsessed with noise, you crave authenticity. You would rather sit in honest silence than swim in shallow words. And though people may misunderstand your quietness, calling it distance or coldness, They do not see that your stillness is your strength. It is how you listen, not to others, but to the undercurrents of the soul. When you love with gravity. When you trust, you do so completely, but rarely. You guard your inner world not because you wish to hide, but because you know how sacred it is to be seen. Pain has been your teacher, but never your master. It tempered you, refined you, made you sharper, wiser, more alive. To choose this door is to acknowledge the shadow, the quiet part of yourself that carries both the wound and the wisdom. You are not afraid of the dark anymore. You understand that it was never the enemy. It was always the womb from which your strength was born. And so, you stand here now, hand resting on the cold iron handle, aware that beyond this door lies not fear, but truth. A truth forged in silence, guarded by courage, and waiting to be remembered. Because you were never afraid of the night. You were born from it. The moment you turn from the first door, the air itself changes. The silence hums, electric, alive. Before you stands the second door, tall and precise, carved not from wood, but from brushed steel that gleams faintly beneath soft blue light. Its edges pulse with energy, like a heartbeat encoded in data. There is no handle, only a sleek keypad that flickers, waiting to recognize your presence. This door does not open to touch. It opens to understanding. You feel it, the rhythm, the symmetry, the quiet perfection in its design. You don't want to break it open. You want to solve it. Somewhere deep in you, a familiar instinct awakens. The need to know how things work, why they exist, where they lead. Choosing this door reveals the mind of the architect, the visionary of order. You are drawn not only to what is, but to what could be. You see the world as a system, beautiful, intricate, endlessly modifiable. To you, chaos is not a threat. It is raw data waiting to be refined. Jung would call this the path of the analyst, the archetype that builds bridges between intellect and soul. You are a thinker who doesn't just collect information. You decode patterns, find logic within emotion, meaning within complexity. You are the observer who notices what others overlook, the glitch in a story, the rhythm beneath the noise, the blueprint inside the mess. And while the world rushes to react, you pause, you calculate, you see. But this gift, this crystalline mind, was not born in ease. Somewhere in your history, chaos left its mark. Perhaps there was a time when control was all you had, a way to make sense of the storm. You learned that order could protect you, that precision could build a sanctuary out of uncertainty, and so you mastered it. Now your mind is a fortress of clarity. Your words are chosen like architecture, deliberate, exact, elegant. You crave truth, but you also crave structure. Because structure, to you, is safety. People may call you detached, but they mistake distance for discipline. You feel deeply, perhaps more deeply than most, but you let emotion pass through a filter of logic, refining it until it becomes pure understanding. You are not cold, you are measured. And beneath your composure, there lies a quiet ache, a longing to be seen not for your intellect, but for your heart. To have someone notice that behind the blue light and metal calm, there is softness, there is warmth, there is humanity. You have always been ahead, faster, sharper, more self-aware, and yet that brilliance sometimes isolates you. It's not easy to find those who can meet you in that high, crystalline space of thought and honesty. But remember, your power does not lie only in logic. Your evolution depends on what you cannot quantify. emotion, vulnerability, intuition. Control was once your armor. Now it must become your instrument. For the architect's true strength is not precision alone. It is integration. To merge the binary of heart and mind. To let data feel and emotion think. To create systems that breathe, not just function. And somewhere deep down, you already know. The code you're meant to unlock isn't out there. It's you. The door hums again. Its light flickers softly, as if it recognizes the truth of your silence. You exhale, and for the first time, you realize the future you seek has always been within your own design. You turn again, and the corridor seems to pulse with new energy, alive, unpredictable, almost breathing. Before you, door 3 dances with color. Its surface ripples like liquid light, magentas melting into emeralds, gold swirling into violet. Every hue moves as though the door itself were dreaming. The patterns shift when you blink, teasing the edges of comprehension, daring you to lose control. You can't help but smile. This one hums with life. Where the first door stood solemn and the second calculated, this one sings, wild, unapologetic, beautiful. It doesn't ask to be chosen. It pulls you forward, the way chaos pulls a storm into being. And deep down, you already know, this door is yours. If you feel that call, you belong to the Creator, the dreaming rebel, the soul that refuses to fit inside the lines. Jung would say this is the archetype of the trickster artist, the one who transforms disorder into art, emotion into alchemy. You are the person who feels first and explains later. Your intuition burns bright, too bright sometimes, but it's that light that keeps you alive. You do not just see the world, you feel it in color, sound, vibration, story. Every glance, every silence, every passing touch becomes a thread in the tapestry of meaning you weave without even trying. Your mind moves in spirals, not straight lines. While others walk along maps, you follow constellations. Your ideas don't grow from reason, they bloom from wonder. But this brilliance carries a price. Living with such vivid perception means you are always close to the edge, of beauty, of chaos, of feeling too much. Some days inspiration strikes like lightning, electrifying every cell in your body. On others, it burns you, leaving you raw and searching for calm. And still, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Because within your chaos lives your truth. It is where your art is born, not art as painting or poetry alone, but the art of being alive. People might call you unpredictable, emotional, even strange. They misunderstand that your intensity is not instability, it's honesty. You live with your heart unarmored, your imagination unchained. You walk barefoot through your own psyche, collecting fragments of dream and memory, turning them into something others can feel. You have always known that imagination is not an escape, it's revelation. You dream not to avoid life, but to remind the world of what it has forgotten. Yet even you, the dreamer, have your shadow. For all your freedom, grounding eludes you. You may drift, lose focus, forget where the outer world ends and your inner one begins. The same passion that creates can also consume. Your task, your sacred work, is balance. To bring your fire into form, to root your imagination into earth. When you do, your light becomes steady, not fleeting. You become not just a storm, but the calm that follows it. There is a child within you, still wild, still luminous, still believing. Protect that child, but let it grow. The world needs your wonder, your color, your willingness to feel. For those who choose this door are not here merely to survive. They are here to remind humanity that life itself is a creative act. The door glows brighter now, pulsing with warmth, almost alive. And as you step closer, your reflection ripples across its shifting surface, 1,000 colors folding into one. You realize that the chaos you feared was never chaos at all. It was your own soul, painting itself awake. The air grows still again. The colors fade into quiet greens and deep browns, hues that breathe of moss, rain, and soil. Before you stands door 4, the living threshold. Its frame is wrapped in ivy and ancient vines, their leaves trembling softly as though stirred by a hidden wind. The wood beneath is weathered, cracked in places, yet radiating a quiet strength. You can almost smell the damp earth, the scent of rain that has fallen for centuries. This door doesn't call, it waits. And somehow, you know, it has been waiting for you. You step closer and sense its heartbeat, slow and steady, in tune with your own. Unlike the others, this door carries no glamour, no electric hum, no swirling spectacle. Its beauty lies in its stillness, the kind of beauty that doesn't need to be seen to be felt. If this is the door that draws you, your soul belongs to the sage, the healer, the one who listens to the language of silence. Jung would call this the archetype of the wise self, the aspect of psyche that has walked through cycles of birth, decay, and rebirth, learning not through intellect, but through presence. You are the kind of person who senses the subtle, the pause between words, the tremor beneath emotion, the truth that hides beneath appearances. You feel what others overlook. You are the calm in chaos, the grounding energy that restores balance when the world forgets itself. You carry within you a timeless knowing, something older than your years. It whispers in your bones, reminding you that everything, love, loss, joy, grief, moves in rhythm, like seasons of the same eternal song. People come to you, often without knowing why. Your quietness heals them. Your gaze steadies them. You hold space, not by fixing, but by simply being. And in that stillness, the world remembers itself. Yet even wisdom has a shadow. Because you listen so deeply, you often carry more than you should. You absorb emotions, griefs, and fears that were never yours to hold. You give and give and give until you forget to return to your own roots. There are days when you disappear into solitude, not from rejection, but necessity. You retreat into the forest of your soul, where no one can find you, where the noise dissolves and the sacred pulse of the earth fills your lungs again. You are not cold. You are resting. You are returning to source. Your soul speaks the language of cycles. You understand endings are not losses. They are beginnings in disguise. You hold grief and gratitude in the same hand, knowing both are teachers. And while others chase permanence, you have learned that the only constant is change. There is a longing in you, not for excitement, but for meaning. You crave connection that feels ancient, real, unmasked. You are not impressed by spectacle. You are moved by truth. You seek souls, not faces, presence, not performance. But who holds you, wise one? Who sees the garden blooming quietly behind your eyes? You have tended so many hearts, yet your own still waits to be touched. Not by those who need your light, but by those who can walk beside it. For even the healer must be healed. Even the roots must drink. Choosing this door means you are returning, not forward, not back, but inward, to what is timeless, simple, sacred. You are remembering that you are part of the same earth you love, the same cycle you honor, the same silence you cherish. And as you stand before this living threshold, you realize you were never separate from it. You are the door, the vine, the soil, the heartbeat of the earth itself. You bow your head, breathe deeply, and the air tastes of rain. In that moment, everything slows, and you know you have come home. The corridor is quiet now. The echoes have softened, the air stilled into something sacred, not emptiness, but presence. You look around, and the four doors no longer feel separate. They shimmer faintly, as though made of the same light refracted through four different souls. Then you understand. It was never about the doors. It was about you. Each door, the shadow, the steel, the color, the earth, was a reflection, a language your soul used to speak what words could never hold. You were not choosing between them. You were remembering the parts of yourself they carried. You are the guardian, the one who has faced the dark and found meaning in its silence. You are the architect, the one who builds order out of chaos and turns clarity into creation. You are the dreamer, the one who paints the unseen, who transforms emotion into light. And you are the sage, the one who listens to the wind, who heals without asking to be known. Jung said that the psyche is not a single being, but a chorus. And tonight, you have heard the song. Each choice you made, each door that called, was never random. The unconscious does not deal in coincidence. It speaks in images, in symbols, in the quiet pull you felt in your chest. That pulse of yes before the mind interfered. That is the soul's language, subtle yet absolute. You realize now that all four doors open to the same place. They open inward. The Gothic fortress reveals your courage to face the hidden self. The metallic gate unveils your brilliance, your clarity, your need to build. The swirling door of color exposes your chaos, your creativity, your pulse of life. The moss-covered threshold offers your wisdom, your patience, your deep remembrance of peace. None are opposites. They are mirrors in a circle, each reflecting a facet of the whole. And at the center, there you stand. The corridor dissolves. The doors fade into light. What remains is the sound of your own breathing, soft, rhythmic, human, eternal. You have not just taken a test. You have crossed a threshold. Because now you know that the darkness within you is not danger, it is depth. The structure you build is not control, it is understanding. The chaos you feel is not weakness, it is creation. And the stillness you crave is not escape, it is connection. All of it is you. All of it has always been you. So when life next offers you a door, in choice, in fear, in love, remember this moment. Do not ask, what's behind it? Ask instead, which part of me is calling to be seen? Then breathe and walk through. Because the door is not a destination, it is an invitation to remember that you were never lost, only waiting to be found.